to the next topic, right? But if you don't have photos, you're not going to grab their attention for very long. As a matter of fact, we did a study here on Active Rain, and the average post with photos, graphics, or colorful text gets read for about 2 to 3 minutes on average. Without that stuff, it gets read for about 30 seconds. And we already learned yesterday, how many words should a post be?
400 to 500.
300 to 500, 400 to 500, right in that ballpark, right? Because if we make it too long, are they going to be able to read it all? Nope, right? If we make it too short, it's not going to be enough words or content to be indexed by Google. So we want to make sure we're around 300 to 500 words. So now we know how to keep our readers happy. I'm going to open up the question center for those of you on mute who've been typing out questions. For those of you off of mute, feel free to shout out your questions at any time. That's why you're off mute.
I have a question again.
Fire away.
Rebecca,
you're off mute now. Go ahead.
You've got these pictures, and you've got them tied to the title,
Yes.
Zero Down Homelands. But you can also put a link behind them.
Yes, you can.
And for SEO, if I were to change web companies, would my URL carry the weight of the SEO, or?
So what happens here, and we're actually going to talk about this a little bit. It's actually the next section. We're going to talk about how to SEO the content to properly SEO the pages of your website. So I'm going to ask you to just please hold that question. I promise you we're going to answer that in this next section, okay?
Okay.
But it's a perfect segue. Let's see here. Let's check out the question center. Remember, those of you off in mute, feel free to shout out those questions at any time during the presentation. You don't have to wait till the end when I ask for questions. Let's see here. Patsy says, thank you. You're welcome. Wasn't there yesterday. Do you have notes? Once again, the notes and tools for yesterday and today are the same, Joanne. So to request the notes and tools, you just send an email to Steven. That's STEVEN @activeраin.com. And then ask for the notes and tools, and I'll send them on their way. You got it, Steven @activeраin.com. See here, how many photos should you put on? I would say 1 to 4. You know, you don't want to have too many photos, because then they're spending their whole time looking at your photos, not reading your content, right? So I'd say around 2 to 4, 1 to 4, right around there. How do you get to the free online word count? I actually give you a link to that in today's and yesterday's notes and tools. So just ask for those notes and tools, Andy, and you do that by sending an email to Steven, STEVEN @activeраin.com. So that's it for the questions. Moving on, I believe that was Don. Don, wasn't that you asking me that question about the SEO?
Yeah, the only thing is, like, if I change website companies, and I've had a URL for a long time, do I lose momentum by changing?
What we're talking about is the domain, right? So what we're talking about is we're talking about taking your domain, say, from GoDaddy's name servers and moving it over to a different name server, correct?
No, like let's say I use a templated website.
Yeah.
And I have my domain name, and I move it to another templated website.
The domain name is what keeps the SEO.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the domain name, and the older the domain name, the more Google likes it, so you know, all right?
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, okay.
All right, so Don gave us a great segue into the fact that we can use our blogging efforts on Active Rain to SEO the pages of our website, to increase the probability that those pages of our website are going to show up in the search engine results pages, also known as the SERPs, okay? So the first thing that we need to understand is that a lot of what we're doing here, we're doing to create backlinks to our website. For those of you who were in yesterday's class, you remember this example right here of the yard sale sign, right? So every post or article that we write essentially is a yard sale sign. And the way that yard sale sign works is people see it, they find them all over town, and they follow the little arrows to the place where we do business online. In this example, it's a yard sale, right? These little arrows are your hyperlinks. That's what people are following to get to your website, all right? So the largest factor in how to SEO your website Once you've used proper titles for your pages, you're including those titles in your URLs. You know, you're repeating your key phrase for that page. You're including that key phrase in your title, right? All the things that I taught you yesterday for SEO for your blogs apply directly to SEO for your web pages as well, because after all, a web page is a web page is a web page. But once you've done that basic SEO, if you want to mess with meta tags, go ahead. That's fine. But once you've done that basic SEO for your web pages, you don't have to just stop right there. As a matter of fact, one of the largest things that Google looks at and other search engines look at to determine the authority or the reputation of a website, remember that's PR or page rank for a website, is they look at backlinks, okay? And a backlink is just every time a website or web page other than your own domain is linking to a web page on your domain. We call that a backlink. The way Google and the search engines look at it is every web page that's not your own, so every web domain that's, let's say my domain is, I don't know, StephenMonet.com. So every domain that's not StephenMonet.com that's linking to me, okay, is a recommendation of my content. Think of it as a thumbs up, okay? The way this works, okay, is what's called PR, page rank. So website A links to website B. A little bit of website A's page rank, or Google juice, whatever you want to call it, the good stuff that gets you on the first page of Google, goes from website A and is given to website B through that hyperlink, okay? So every time you hyperlink to a web page, you're giving it a little bit of your authority. You're giving it basically a thumbs up. Now, Google, Yahoo, Bing, the search engines track how many people are linking to your website. If you want to see how many people are linking to your website, it's very easy. Just go to Google, type in links, colon, and then your domain name. So I'll use my URL for my profile on Active Rain, okay, which is active http://activerain.com/Stephen Monet. Okay, so this is a URL for my Active Rain profile, and I can see right here that there's about 184 people linking to my profile on Active Rain. Looks like there's Realty Blurb on Facebook, they're linking to me, okay? My Active Rain blog is linking to me in several different places, as you can see. 100,000 points. What is it good for? Looks like somebody there is linking to me. Stephen Smells Funny, but he teaches very well is my blog page on Active Rain, which is also linking to me. So I can actually go through here and see who's all linking to me. Chuck Karstenson's linking to me, right? So I got 184 people linking to me. Well, how does that help me? Well, when you go and Google Blog Trainer online today, I'm the very first page, very first two results now. Here's the university page that I run. There's my name, Stephen Graham, right? Here's my profile on Active Rain, activerain.com/Stephen Monet. So these backlinks have helped me gain traction on the very first page of Google. I'm the #1 blog trainer in the United States out of about 23 million because I have 184 people backlinking to either my Active Rain personal profile or my Active Rain University training calendar, okay? So this is very, very important. Backlinks are very, very important to SEO for any type of web page. So what's so important about Active Rain backlinks? What's so special about those? Well, the stronger the reputation or the stronger the authority of the website that's linking to you, the more Google juice that goes through that backlink. So obviously Chuck Binzel getting a backlink to his website from, let's say, CNN Money would be much more valuable than a backlink from Chuck's Auto Repair, okay? Because Chuck's Auto Repair is not a recognized authority on financial related matters where CNN Financial is, right? Well, Active Rain is the #1 authority online for real estate related information. So it is the most valuable link you could get to your website. All right? So now that we understand the basics of backlinking, how can we use this basic knowledge that we've gained about backlinking to better SEO our website and the individual pages of our website? Well, the first thing is that we only want to link to web pages that we want to benefit, right? Don't link to one of your competitors' web pages because it's only going to benefit them, right? So typically, you're only going to link to web pages that are going to provide your clients with additional information that either you or your business partners own. So if it's not going to equal dollars and cents to send that client there, typically I wouldn't send them there, okay? So that's rule number one, only link to places where you can benefit. Rule number two is very, very simple. Since we understand that every one of these hyperlinks is taking away a little bit of our Google juice and giving it to the web page we link to, well, we need to leave enough Google juice on this post so it shows up on the first page of Google, right? We don't want to give away too much of our page rank. So what we need to do is be conscious of the number of hyperlinks that we're putting in each post. And we want to try to limit ourselves. I would say, 2 to 5, 3 to 6 hyperlinks really is ideal, okay? What if we don't have any links in there? Then you've got a yard sale sign up with no arrow. Congratulations. No one's going to find your yard sale. Great, there's a yard sale in town, but where the heck is it, right? So I would say 2 to 5, 3 to 6 is right around the right number of hyperlinks to have on each page, okay? The next thing you need to think about is what are the pages that I want to link to? Now, who here is a real estate agent? If you're not on mute, just say me.
Me.
Okay, so I know Don. Okay, so I know we got at least 2 real estate agents in the class. So here's the thing. If I'm a real estate agent, what page of my website do you think is going to make me the most money? What page do I mostly want to promote on my website?
The first one?
The contact me page.
Maybe. I could think of something better. Anybody got any ideas of what most people are going to want to do on your website if you're a real estate agent?
Search for
You're going to want to look at homes.
Yeah, they want to look at freaking homes.
Yeah.
So we as real estate agents have what's called an IDX, right? It's a
Yeah.
feed from the MLS that shows all of our listings so that people who visit our website can look at listings. Now, here's some features that you need in a good IDX, okay, if you're going to link to it. You need to make sure the IDX is creating unique URLs per search term, okay? So what I mean by that is if I go into your IDX and I search for homes between 300,000 to 400,000 and, I don't know, Birmingham, Alabama, that page that I land on with the property results better have a different URL than the page where I go and I look for homes for $1 million+ at Birmingham, Alabama. So you need to use an IDX that generates a unique URL based off of the search criteria, not based off of the results, and not just a general URL that's always the same no matter what results page you're on or what your search criteria were, okay? So that's step one. Number two, you want a CRM attached to that IDX, okay? So a CRM basically will manage those contacts. If someone comes and hits your website in the middle of the night and you're not up to see it, the CRM's instantly going to reach out to them and say, hey, thanks for visiting our website. By the way, here's some other listings you might be interested in, right? And you need to make sure that that IDX site, okay, is asking people the same thing I taught you to ask. It's asking them to make contact. It's asking them to register for the site if they want to save their searches. Or maybe they look at 2 listings and then it asks them to register for the site if they want to look at more listings because there's a real human behind the site that can probably help them narrow down their search, right?
Stephen?
So yes.
I'm with Market Leader is my the one that has my website.
Yeah,
And I thought
you're
that
rocking
that's
then.
just, okay, cool.
You've got everything you could ever dream of in an IDX site. For those of
Okay.
you who didn't hear what she said, she has Market Leader. If you're a real estate agent and you're looking for the very best IDX site you could ever possibly dream of, I super highly, strongly endorse the Market Leader IDX solution. And the reason is because, number one, they have forced registration at the second click, which means I can look at one listing. When I go to look at the second listing, it informs me, hey, you're going to want to save your searches, and because of that, You need to register for the site. Give us your email address and your first and last name, and we'll save the searches for you. And then it follows up with them 5 minutes later.